Hey y'all, I want to share a word of encouragement with you today, something the Lord has been talking to me about, speaking to me about, something that He really brought to my attention this weekend as I was preaching down in Caldwell, Idaho. How many of you know a lot of times when you go down to minister somewhere, you're the one that gets ministered to? And I love that God is so faithful to keep me in line, and He holds me true to His word. I can be really, really feisty, and the Lord knows exactly how to keep me in line, and I just love it. He's faithful to do so. And it was no different this weekend. I had been in prayer about a specific situation. And I think that when we have a prayer request or we have something that we want done in our life or we present something to God, it's really easy to begin to dictate what that looks like, right? It's easy to say, well, God, I want it to look like this. I want you to do it in this time frame. Ooh, that's a big one. We like to tell God when, right? We like to tell God how. And the truth is if we were able to do that, we wouldn't need to ask God, right? So we have to stop being God in our own life. But it's easy to do that. It's easy to place our hands where they don't belong. And it's easy to tell God what we want, how we want, when we want. And that's just not the way God works, right? He's God. He knows. He knows what you need more than what you want. And a lot of times, God is not as concerned about your comfort as He is about your deliverance. So He will bring you what you need, when you need, how you need, when you are ready for it. I was praying about something. I'd been in prayer for quite some time. And the Lord delivered a word to me through an incredible woman of God. And the word was this: wait. Whew, how many of you know when you are a go-getter and you like to see things get done, waiting is the last thing you ever want to hear, right? When I don't see things happen, I tend to make them happen. And that's not always a good thing because then I end up making a mess and God has to undo that mess and clean it up and I have to start all over again. If I would have just waited, God would have shown up exactly when I needed Him. But here's the thing. God has a way of showing up in an unlikely time with an unlikely answer. I want you to look at Jesus Christ for an example. He was the answer to the entire world, but many did not recognize Him and in fact rejected Him because He didn't look like their preconceived notion of what a king or a savior would be. But He was the answer. He was what they were waiting for. He was what they were praying for. But because He didn't look like what they thought He should be, they didn't recognize Him and they ended up rejecting Him. Look at God showing up with Daniel in the lion's den. Unlikely situation. Look at Joseph in prison. Unlikely situation. Their circumstances were against them, right? Their circumstances overwhelmed what they could do, their ability, but God showed up in an unlikely time, in an unlikely place with an unlikely answer, which brought deliverance. I want to encourage you with this. Wait. Okay, whatever you're praying for, wait. Do not jump the gun. Do not put your hands where they don't belong. You trust God. You wait because He knows. He knows what you need. He knows when you need it. He knows how you need it. And He knows when you'll be ready for it, okay? Trust Him. He is a good Father. He knows what you need. And He wants to give you the desires of your heart, but He also needs you to be whole so that you don't squander them either, all right? Trust Him. Wait, get out your own preconceived notions, throw them out the door, and trust God, all right? I love you guys so much. Just because you don't see it now does not mean it's not coming. Delay is not denial, all right? I love you guys so much. I hope that encourages you. I'll talk to you soon. I'm always praying for you. Bye.